Today on Keep It Simple with Grandma, we're going to do something different. We're going to make some fun Easter treats. These are things that you could have your kids or grandkids make with you, or you can make them special for them. So I hope that you'll follow along as we make these simple treats. These are the ingredients that you'll need for the cupcake treat. First of all, we're going to make cupcakes, and we're just going to follow the directions on the back. I've got a lemon cake mix, but you can use any cake mix flavor that you like. According to the instructions on the back, you will need 3 eggs, but I'm using 4. And look at the stamp on there. A little girl from our church raises chickens, and isn't that adorable? So anyhow, I'm using 4 eggs just to help make it more rich, and I'm using 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and instead of 1 cup of water, I'm using 1 cup of milk. So that's for the cake mix, and then we'll just bake that up per the instructions on the back. And then for the icing, we will need powdered sugar, butter, softened butter, lemon juice, and some heavy cream. And then for the crosses on top, we will crush some graham crackers for the dirt or soil around, and then we'll use pretzel sticks of different sizes and some chocolates, some melt-away chocolates to make the crosses. So let's get started. I'm going to use a large scoop to try to get even cupcakes. You can either grease the pan really well or use liners. I always like to use liners. Okay, I'll clean these off and stick them in the oven that has been preheated to 350, and we'll cook them or bake them for about 16 to 19 minutes. Okay, to make the icing, we'll need approximately 2 cups of powdered sugar. All of this is just going to be kind of by guess. We'll just add a little bit of sugar in the butter, cream it, add some milk or heavy cream. If we need it to be thinner, we'll add more heavy cream. If we need it to be thicker, we'll add more powdered sugar. So that's kind of how we'll get our right consistency. A little bit more. All right, and then our stick of softened butter. I had to pop it in the microwave. Okay, I chose this day to not wear an apron. Not a very smart idea. I'll go ahead and pour in a little bit. That will help it to not splatter so much. Ideally, you don't want to add the cream until you get the butter and sugar cream together. Usually I do this in my stand mixer, but I didn't want to get that out. Okay, now we'll add the lemon juice. This is just a basic buttercream frosting. If you were making a different flavor, you would just add your whatever flavoring at this time. I'm going to just start with that, and then I'll taste it. I'm going to add just a little bit more, maybe closer to 2 teaspoons altogether. And that will be just depending on how tart you like. Okay, to make the crosses, we melted the chocolate melts. If you melt them in the microwave, you should do it at 30-second intervals and then stirring in between, and take it out just as soon as it's almost completely melted, and then stir it together and it should melt completely. Some of the like chocolate chips things that you get from the store, you can add a little bit of oil to them, like coconut oil or even vegetable oil, just a little bit to thin it. But these chocolate melts don't need anything like that. So this is going to be messy, but it will be fun. I made one longer and then one shorter for the cross piece. So I'll go ahead and dip all of these pieces. Start putting the crosses together as soon as you get them all dipped. And it's going to be messy. Shake it right now. The very bottoms of the cross, you don't need to do anything with to fix because it will go into the cupcake. But I will touch up spots like that or that. We'll let them dry and then we'll put them on the cupcakes. Because we're putting a crumb topping on, there's no need to pipe these. I'm just going to go ahead and spread a little bit on, dip it in the crumb, and then put the crosses on. There you go. This is a great way to tell the Easter story of the death and the resurrection of Jesus. And it's a fun way for the kids to understand. On the cross with Jesus were two thieves. And they were there because they deserved to be there. Jesus was there because he was paying the penalty for all of us, dying in our place. So I hope that you'll give these a try. You can use like Oreo or cookie crumb mixture for the ground. You can use like Rice Krispies cereals crushed or cornflakes or whatever. So we'll go ahead and do the rest of these. Okay, we'll need chocolate donuts. I have cut the bottom off just to make it a little easier to sit. So I'm going to just go ahead and do 2 of them. And a graham cracker, a whole graham cracker for each one. And some sort of small cookie. An Oreo was just a little bit too big, but these are York peppermint patties. And then some green icing for grass and some sprinkles. So let's get started here. To make the tomb, it's just regular buttercream icing with some green food coloring. I'm going to put on enough to make it for the donut to stick on there pretty well. I think I might kind of make it look a little more like grass. And then just arrange the donut on here. Kind of hard to do backward. Okay, and then let me turn it around here. The stone that rolled away as evidence that Jesus was no longer in the tomb, that he had risen. But we're going to go ahead and add just a few little sprinkles here, little flowers, because this was a time of rejoicing because he was no longer in the grave. Okay, see how simple that is? A very simple way to teach your kids about the resurrection of Jesus. I think most any little one can help with that. It'll be rather messy, but it'll be fun. I hope that you give these a try. Okay, for the little bird's nest, we will need these ingredients. some sort of chocolate chips or chocolate wafers that you'll be melting either on the stovetop in a double boiler or in the microwave. Chow mein noodles. You could also use pretzel sticks, or even like Rice Krispies or cornflakes or something like that, and a couple tablespoons of peanut butter. And then for the top, you'll be using some sort of little mini eggs. I have the Cadbury eggs, adorable little eggs. So let's get started. These are super easy. I've already melted my chocolate and poured it into this container. Of course, I couldn't put this in the microwave. And I will use all of this. Let's see, it's a 5 ounce. And I used about the equivalent of one package of like the milk chocolate chips, but I used the wafers instead. So pour those. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. You wouldn't have to add the peanut butter, but it gives it a yummy flavor. You want to gently do it, but even if you break up some of the chow mein noodles, it's just fine. Just want to make sure that they're coated enough that the eggs will stick on them and that they will stick together to form a little nest. These are such a fun little treat for Easter or spring. Then I'm going to use a scoop, and these do not have to be very uniform because they're supposed to look kind of rugged. Well, a little more uniform than that though. Plop down 3 little eggs. I think I'll make the next ones a little smaller. Takes about 3 hours for these to dry completely. You could probably put them in the fridge to help that along if you wanted, but they'll set up on their own also. I've made these a number of times and the little kids really enjoy them. Oops, some of these need a little bird repair. If they do dry on you, just add a little bit more chocolate. That will be your glue. You can just do random colors, but if you know me, they should all be the same. Let's see how quickly this came together. And your little ones will love them. Well, you might enjoy them too. Okay, for the little Bible treats, all we need are Fig Newton bars, any brand would work, and some melted white chocolate chips or the wafers. And I bought the strawberry ones, so they'll be the red letter version of the Bible. So just simply cut off 2 sides to make it look like a book here. So we'll cut off, I guess just one side actually. See, then we'll put the little cross on the front. If you're really talented, you could write Holy Bible or whatever, or trace around the edges. I am just going to simply put a cross. Very simple. Now I'll melt the chocolate and we'll put the crosses on. I put this white chocolate in this little Tupperware gadget. I've never used it, so we'll see how it goes. It doesn't have to be perfect. Cute. Isn't that cute? You can get those little frosting tubes that have the little tips on them. That would be very easy too. One nice thing about the chocolate is if you do want to touch up your mistakes after it's dry, you can go back and easily do that. You can actually even scrape the whole thing off and start over once it's dry. Okay, all done. Our little crosses. Okay, for our next treat, we're going to make these adorable little flowers, and we will need pie crust. You can make your own. I'm just using the already made. So you have 2 rolls here. And you'll need 2 ounces of softened cream cheese and 2 tablespoons of butter. And you will need about ½ cup of powdered sugar and vanilla, and that we'll just kind of dump in maybe a teaspoon. And then for the tops of the flowers, we will need a couple different kinds of jam or marmalades. We will be doing a strawberry, an apricot, and a grape. So we usually only ever have strawberry on hand, and I use the grape for my Oreos, but I went ahead and purchased the apricot. I thought that would be a yummy addition. So we'll go ahead and get started. Oh, we'll also need a cookie cutter, a flour cookie cutter, and we're going to make the cookie, and we'll do like every other one so that they won't touch. So I've never done these before, so we'll see how it goes. We'll go ahead and roll it out a little thinner. Then we'll use our flour cookie cutter, and I think this is 3-inch. I'll check for sure. We'll just go ahead and see how many we can get here. Okay, it looks like one sheet was 8. You can actually save this dough and roll it out to make more. So for now, we'll just set it aside, and we'll pull over muffin tin, and then we'll just go ahead and gently, I guess it's easier if you just kind of fold it first and then gently put it down. And then we'll do every other one so that they won't touch. It would be great for a Mother's Day banquet or any kind of spring event. And then just push the petals down onto the muffin tin. You know what? I forgot to spray it. Let me spray it first. Okay, then I'll take a fork and just poke a couple holes in the bottom just so it doesn't puff up. Okay, we'll go ahead and make the filling for our little flower cups. That was 2 tablespoons of softened butter, 2 ounces of cream cheese, and then about a ½ cup of powdered sugar and about a teaspoon of vanilla or so. Okay, so it's nicely creamed together. Then I'll fill each one with about a tablespoon of the cream cheese mixture. Not all of them are wanting to sit real well, so when they first come out, it's a good idea. Try to flatten them while they're still a tad bit warm. Then next, we'll put the jam on. So I have some little helpers here doing the flowers. We have Silas, Liam, and Jude. Okay, this is how we'll do it, boys. We'll put 1 teaspoon on each one. Just kind of spread it around. And there we have a flower. That's a strawberry flower.
And then we get to eat them?
Yes, you'll get to eat them when we're done with them.
Yeah, we get to eat a boneless and one of these and the boneless.
Okay, hold it up and let me see. It's okay. turn it here. There you go. Very nice. Okay.
The apple core is sticky.
It is. Very good. Good job. Our next treat is cute little flowers made from cheese and grapes. So I have just either halved or quartered the grapes to make the stems or the leaves, and I'll show you how I make the flowers. Just have a miniature cookie cutter. Just try to make as many as you can out of each piece of cheese. You can use a thicker cheese too. I just got the slices. They work great. Now to do the tulip, I didn't have a tulip one, so first cut out with this one. And then I'll take the heart. Just use whatever you have. You can also just cut it out with a knife if you wanted to. So then it's nice to have the extra long toothpicks. You want to start with the stems first and just kind of put them on randomly. And then your little flower. Isn't that cute? Another idea that would be great for Mother's Day or even any kind of spring event or shower, that kind of thing. So give these a try. And we'll go on to our next one. Another of our fun treats is a little more on the healthy side than all the sweets. We'll just need sour cream, some ranch dressing mix. You can use the packet or the container here. And then you'll need some peppers. These small peppers I think they're called mini peppers. Those will be great for that. They come in all different colors, but you can do the yellow ones or the orange. I'm just going to do a few of the orange just to show you how to do those. We're just going to quickly mix together about half a cup sour cream, and I'm just doing 4 peppers here, but if you're making a larger batch, you'll just have to adjust the ingredients here. And then we'll do probably a tablespoon of the mix. This is how we make our vegetable dip. I forgot one thing we will need, just a couple sprigs of fresh parsley. Remove all the seeds. So then just simply fill them with the sour cream mixture. Little sprig. Aren't they so cute? Super simple, only took a couple minutes to put together. Thanks for coming by and joining me as we made our fun Easter foods. I hope that you'll try some of them, and if you do, comment below and let me know what you thought. So I hope that you will continue to follow the channel, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye now.